catch up on the weekend's motorsport highlights, including the huge crash which brought the Bathurst 12 hours to an early end, a thrilling Formula E race and more. Bathurst 12 hours Saudi tasted victory at the Mount Panorama circuit, but a series of crashes, including one which caused the race to be red-flagged, provided the biggest talking point of the race. Ash Walsh spun his Audi R8 into a barrier and was struck at high speed by John Martin's Mercedes. With just a few minutes left to run, the race was stopped, but race organizers later confirmed the drivers were okay. The cars were brought to a stop at the start-finish area where Robin Frains, Stuart Leonard and Dries Vanthoor celebrated a win which came about after another Audi, in the hands of Marcus Winkelhock, Christopher Mize and Christopher Haas, came to a stop while leading. Second place went to the Mercedes of Kenny Habul, Tristan Vautier, Jamie Whincup and Raffaele Marcello, while the Porsche 911 of Tim Pappas, Jeroen Bleekemolen, Lucas Stoltz and Mark Lieb completed the podium. The race-ending crash was one of several dramas in the race. Audi driver Andrew Bagnall was hospitalized following an earlier crash which also led to the Porsche of Stephen Grove, Brenton Grove and Ben Barker receiving a 1-minute penalty after hitting the medical car during a safety car period. Formula RS4, Santiago, Chile Feed cars ran nose to tail in the closing laps of the fourth race of the 2017-18 Formula E season, but none were able to find a way past each other around the Santiago course. Jean-Eric Vergne and André Lotterer finished a 1-2 for Tequita, despite making contact as they disputed the lead. This would have caused consternation on the pit wall, but a technical fault meant none of the teams were able to follow the actions on their screens. Vergne's win put him on top in the Drivers' Championship and also made Tequita the first team to score a 1-2 finish, something which hadn't happened in the 36 races since Formula E began in 2014. Sebastian Buemi took third ahead of former points leaders Felix Rosenqvist and Sam Bird, the top five covered by 4.4 seconds. MRF Challenger races 13 to 16, Madras Felipe Drugovich had to wait almost 2 months to put a lock on the MRF Challenge title, but did so in the final round at Madras. Races 1 and 2 in video. Race of Champions David Coulthard won the Race of Champions, though no current F1 drivers entered this year's race. Also last weekend, consistency continues to keep Marcus Armstrong at the top of the Toyota Racing Series points table. Despite not having won any of the last 9 races, and seeing his podium streak come to an end at Taupo last weekend, the 17-year-old remains 33 points ahead of fellow Ferrari development driver Robert Schwarzman ahead of the championship's final weekend. Schwarzman won the final encounter at Taupo while Juan Manuel Correa and Brandon Leach grabbed the other 2 wins. A trio of third places for Richard Verschoor keeps him in with a chance of taking the title at the final triple header at Mansfield next weekend. The Formula 4 UAE Championship returned to Yas Marina, where David Schumacher won twice, and the other wins were shared by Charlie Weerts and Ko Collett. The highlights of last week's Toyota Racing Series rounds can be found here. Over to UFART Racing action. Did you watch last weekend? Let us know in the comments. Weekend Racing Wrap. Browse all Weekend Racing Wraps Bathurst 12 Hours 2018.